Hello everyone, this is Arthur Wayne and this is our very first lesson on 3 series courses on how to become a web developer. Please watch our introduction video on how to become a web developer from scratch so that you understand how we structure our courses. Now I'm so eager and excited to begin our journey together. Let's begin our first lesson. Learn from Arthur's Burger Drive-Thru. I live in Los Angeles and there are a lot of drive-thru throughout the cities. Today I'm going to use the Arthur's drive-thru burger as an example. I want to demystify the world of programming to you. Programming is a building block of information technology, also known as IT. In the world of programming, when you go down to the smallest quantifiable unit, everything you see is all about inputs and outputs, known as IOs. And there's nothing fancy about it. I hope I will give you the super normal power of IT X-ray vision, so you will see the world differently just like a computer programmer. Or the main character in the movie Matrix, Mr. Anderson, where he can see the flying the ones and zeros. Well, not exactly, but almost. Or anyways, who knows what you can see when you reach to that level. Okay, let's get started. In this slide, I want to show you the steps involved in a typical drive-thru first, and then show you the same process in a more abstract way, where only the essential details are described. So let's look at the process of getting your food from the Arthur's Burger plate. So in the first step, you drive your car and wait in line. And then you roll down the window and until you reach the order here box, where you tell the order taker what you want, and then they get busy at making your food while you wait for a moment until your food is ready. And finally, you pay to the cashier and get your order. Overall, the whole process is very straightforward. Let's look at each step closer in a way. Let's try to focus on what's essential and who are the main players involved in each step. So for the first step, waiting in line, and the main players are of course you and your car. And for the second step, the actual ordering step, the main player will be the order taker and you. And the order box can be a player as well. And for the third step, the main player should be the chef who make your food. And finally, in the last step, the cashier and you are the main players since you pay and pick up food from the cashier. So in this slide, we want to view the process in another way, where we want to identify where are the things or objects that involve the inputs and outputs in the story we described earlier. So let's identify input and output of the entire process in a big picture. So the input is your money and the output is your burger, the food that you ordered. In another way to look at this, it can be that what you want or the instruction is the input and the output is making your burgers and fries. Or the input can be you ask for additional things that's not on the menu, such as condiments like ketchup, and the output will be simply receiving the ketchup. So usually the things that we pass in and pass out of the process, we call it data. And remember that the type of input or output is also important, where we call them data types. So we have talked about the players in each step of the process, and now we want to focus on identifying the objects in this ordering process. Identify the object where we talk about who are the player a few minutes ago. So we have the person object, who is the main player and requests for the food or for an output. There's a car object which has been assisting the main player to drive through. And there's a menu object that displays the list of items so main player can order from. There's an order here object which is the listener waits for ordering. The chef object is also a main player who fulfills the order by making the food. There's an order taker object where it is someone who jot down the items that the main player ordered. As you can see, there are many objects resemble the real-world objects, and in the programming world, there are objects that are not existed in the real world, but in the virtual world where they are necessary for making it works. These objects are such as the inventory or profit calculation processes.